In this video, we will tell you the 8 things that will make you poor this year. These same things have made many people poor last year. That's why we recommend you to avoid these. Many rich people have also seen their wealth disappear because they unknowingly did these things. Watch this video till the end, or you may suffer later. Now let's start. 1. Paying yourself last. When it comes to paying oneself, most individuals put themselves last. Rent, phone, and auto insurance will all be paid, along with a couple great pairs of shoes and maybe a few weekly meals out of takeout. They promise themselves that they will put away the remaining funds once the month comes to a close. The catch is that saving up never happens, and there is never any money left over at month's end. 2. Having disorganized finances. When you have a plethora of loans and credit cards that you can't even count, it becomes almost hard to maintain tabs on your financial status. With everything that's happening, how are you ever going to be able to maintain control? If you have to spend hours every month compiling papers and account data, you won't bother monitoring your balances or who you owe money to. You can't possibly make a realistic budget if you don't have a clear picture of your monthly expenses and total debt. Press the subscribe button and also the like button if you want to know more amazing financial tips and tricks to get rich. 3. Thinking debt is normal. Almost everyone in our society is in some kind of debt. Putting big expenditures on a credit card has become so commonplace that nobody bats an eye. As a default, we tend to rationalize these actions instead of confronting the root cause of the issue. Adding to our debt is a natural response to the pervasive belief that financial items are the ultimate measure of success. We want to be seen as accomplished. No one likes to seem like they're falling behind their friends or neighbors in terms of achievement. However, there is a purchase price for this. You can't save for retirement while you're in a constant state of debt. Most people say, "I can't save since I don't have enough money." Ribbing your future self is what you're doing. 4. Starting to invest too late. Until we have more money, most of us wait to save or invest. For a long time, I did this, and I know a lot of others who have too. This, however, is an awful plan. Never does the perfect moment arrive. Every time we try to justify our inaction by claiming we lack the necessary resources, expertise, or time, we end up losing precious time. While our funds have the opportunity to expand, you can save $280,000 if you start investing $50 a month when you're 20 years old and stop when you're 60 years old. Given a 10% return, this is the case. However, if you wait until you're 40 years old to begin saving, you'll have to put away $380 monthly just to earn the same amount. Because of the wonders of compound interest, the amount of personal capital you need to put into investments decreases as you become older. Therefore, it would be wise to begin investing immediately. If you want to establish a habit of consistently putting money into your savings account, even a little amount can help. 5. You don't separate wants from needs. The first and most important step toward better financial circumstances is learning to distinguish between necessities and desires. Everyone has certain requirements. Things like housing, nutrition, clothing, and a steady supply of water and heat fall under this category. On the other hand, it's simple to conflate wishes with necessities. Consider the vehicle. Perhaps you can't get to and from work without a vehicle, but is a luxury model truly necessary? Even while you may need the automobile, that fancy model is more of a wish. Here we have shoes again as an example. Everyone needs shoes. However, a new pair of designer shoes or the most recent pair of pricey sneakers are wishes. Too many needs may put a significant strain on our finances, leaving us with no extra cash to put away at the end of the month. It is essential to give in to our desires every once in a while. What good is it to put in long hours if we can't reward ourselves with the things that really matter to us? However, there are those who believe that stuff like a new phone, expensive clothing, a larger home, dining out often, etc. are essential. That being said, they aren't. All of those items aren't essential, and issues arise when individuals spend all of their money or go into debt to get them. You should plan for your retirement, but you should also be realistic about your budget. 6. Paying extra due to lack of planning. Always expect to lose money when you fail to plan ahead and are caught unprepared. For example, you can wind up spending hundreds of dollars more every month on groceries or takeout because you didn't plan your meals ahead of time. Or you might forget to check the weather and wind up buying another umbrella. Forgetting to check your bank account might lead to overdraft costs. Or being unprepared could allow you to file your tax return late, resulting in late fines. All of these expenses build up rapidly, yet they are readily avoidable if one plans ahead. Set aside 10 minutes every day to get your life in order and prepare for the future. Before you go out of the home, be sure to check the weather forecast. Always remember to check your bank account. You can add more cash to your bank account at the end of each month by incorporating these little changes into your regular routine. 7. Relying on one source of income. Most individuals only have one source of income, which is like putting all your money in one basket. Your whole means of subsistence will go the moment you leave your employment. With no safety net, you may have to resort to taking out loans to make ends meet. Having a secondary source of income, sometimes called a side hustle, provides a safety net for those whose primary source of income becomes insufficient. Until they find full-time work, they may live off the money they make from their side gig. People who have many sources of income have greater flexibility to save, invest, or even pay off their mortgage early by paying more than the loan balance. I was able to pay off our debt at a rate we never imagined possible because of my several sources of income. We paid off a large portion of our debt with the thousands of dollars I made on top of my normal employment. 8. Spending more than you make. One of the worst things you can do is to spend more money than you earn. After a certain point, you will start to experience serious financial difficulties. We incurred such a substantial amount of debt mostly because of this. Making a pact to record your monthly expenses and income in writing will allow you to view your financial situation in crystal clear detail. A situation calls for immediate and decisive action when expenses exceed revenues. You need to start reducing spending on things that aren't absolutely necessary. If you find that you are still short, you should look at ways to boost your revenue. Consider the time you'll lose at work if you can't bring yourself to cut down on spending when you want. If the item costs $300 and your hourly wage is $10, then you will need to put in an additional 30 hours of labor to cover the cost. That's all for today. Now you know all the things that could make you poor this year. Many people across the world have lost a huge amount of wealth due to these bad money habits. But the rich people always avoid these habits. Press the red subscribe button below if you are still not subscribed to our channel, because in future, we will upload more amazing videos related to personal finance and wealth management and accumulation. Press the like button also because this one like of yours motivates us to make more amazing contents after deep research. Share this video with all of your friends, relatives, family members, and all others for them to learn. Feel free to drop a comment below if you're left with any queries or suggestions for us. Actually, the millionaires and billionaires know that these habits can make you poor, but they never reveal these habits. Millionaires like Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and many others invest their wealth into stocks, bonds, real estate, high-yield savings accounts, dividend-paying stocks, growth stocks, other companies, gold, and many other assets. But generally, they tell you to save money by putting it into the bank. But you must diversify your income and investments by putting money into different assets. Now, the millionaires and multimillionaires have many certain habits which they never reveal, but we did a deep research on their habits which actually make them rich. You may click on the video appearing on the left side to watch it. Thank you.